Oh my goodness, the fountains I make, and I don't recommend this, but a few of you have seen them around the yard when I was playing with them, and you said, oh, show us. And yes, we have chicken eggs. We have lots of them in all different colors, so I played around with it last year. I never put it up, and there it is, and yes, the birds have used it. Can you imagine? I'm going to show you, watch the dates. This fountain, or at least this egg, is over 1 year old. It's been going strong, and the birds like it, but still, if you bumped it, it would be fragile. I definitely will show you how to use an egg, and I'll tell you more details on how to do it so it'll be a little stronger. It's not my go-to when I'm making a fountain, but it might give you ideas on something else you have around the house. You could have a salt and pepper shaker, a little trinket, a little ashtray that you've got, who knows? And well, this will give you more ideas on how to do it. So for now, we're going to go over this. But again, I don't recommend this because it can break. There it is. I've made them with and without coconut core. We'll get into that. And I've done it in so many fashions. Is it good? Yes. But I still think the hummingbirds like a cup. That's one of their favorite things, but let's get into it. The first thing you're going to do is take a raw egg, and it's good if you have a really sharp little scissors, start cutting it. Now, use the egg. The egg is fine to use because it's still perfectly good. Just make sure your scissors is washed well. And then you just cut both ends because what I'm going to use here is a straw. Yes, you could buy tubing, but I've been using straws for most of my water features now. It lasts for years, and it's so easy to work with. You can extend the straws and make them bigger, smaller, shorter, everything. So here it is. The egg is now well washed. Now it would be good if you can get decoupage that is for dishwasher safe. They're non-toxic. Give it a good coat and it will make your eggshell stronger. Now here I'm taking a glue gun and I'm gluing on my straw. You want to make sure you twist it, that the glue is going to go inside and outside of the egg. So this way it's kind of like a rivet. It's going to be held on both ends and then it won't slide, it won't move, and it becomes waterproof. So this way if the egg fills up with water, it's not going to drip out from the bottom. I use a glue gun all the time. Now I'm taking coconut core that you use for plants. A lot of times they're in hanging baskets. And I'm just putting on a little bit, again, with a hot glue gun. And you do want to use hot temp, not low temp, or it won't stick good. Then you just kind of touch up around and get it to exactly the way you want it. Once it's all done and cool, you can trim off the excess coconut core to make it look like a little nest. This is strictly for fun. I'm not recommending it, but so many of you said, please show us, so here it is. And again, I'm making sure it's all sticking really well because I don't want the coconut fiber in the water. Is it going to hurt anything? No, but it could block up the pump, and then I got to take it apart and clean it. Now on the top, I did take hot glue and I went all the way around. That gives a little better footing for the birds, especially hummingbirds. And now you just continue to trim it and clean it up and give it a good rinse before you use it. The egg, by the way, is washed out really well. I get my finger in there and I make sure I get the membrane out and everything. And I let it sit and dry and then wash it a few times. Isn't that nice? You will see what this poor egg went through. I'll show you in a few minutes as we go on because it's crazy how a bird couldn't figure out what this was. Now, as far as setting it up, I set it up different ways. This is the round solar fountain ones that float, but it's just too heavy to put the egg on top. So I put a sour cream container with the center cut out and I sat the float, the solar fountain float, the whole disc on top. And notice I use wooden skewers to keep it so it doesn't bump around the shoebox and it's going to stay in place. And then I'm going to attach the egg. I do have a little mat here that I had. Just a little plastic thin mat, and it will float on top. Ooh, a little too much water. And then I'm going to put the egg in the center. Again, I'm using straws. Notice I have a little piece of red straw there because I had to make the straw a little thicker so it holds on tight. And then I'm going to put the egg on. Yeah, that's Gary in his garden working back there. And that's it. Now I have the egg there, and that's one way to do the fountain. You can do this all different ways. You can set up these fountains in so many fashions. It's just so exciting. But look at it. Now you've got an egg and a nest. Is that not cute? Again, it's not something I would recommend, but it's something I've tried. I try all kinds of things. I think a lot of us do. And there is a sour cream container, and it's holding it up so it can't sink and bounce around. It holds it really nice and steady. It works really good. So I had that on the deck for a while, and I had different birds coming to it, and the orioles, who are quite heavy and bouncy, they were even testing it out. But it's just not my cup of tea. Here I had quite a few fountains out. I had my soda bottle, I had my chocolate ice cream container one, a floating one, and then of course the hanging one. See how they can get on top of the mat and splash around and get wet without getting into the water? They can get into a big bowl of water, by the way, orioles. Hummingbirds can too, but they don't like to bathe that way. They'll just, if they fall in, they just go right out. But he likes sitting on the mat and splashing around. There's just so many things we can do and we can make if we use our imagination. Note that this egg is from a year ago, over a year ago. This one same egg that has been bounced everywhere. Because I've set it up in the bird garden, and I've set it up on the deck, and then I take it down. It's usually up for a few days, and I get tired of it, go on to something else. I was trying to figure out if it was really worth it, you know, to make a whole video on it. And my ending thought was no, but because of the requests, I thought, all right, I'll just put it together. Then I went ahead with the solar fountain kit here. I just used the whole lid. Now I'm using a regular solar fountain kit pump. So I don't need anything floating or anything, and I can move the panel where I want. And there it is. It's set up in the center so it can't fall down. And it's okay. What are you gonna say? Then I went ahead and used the new pumps that work off the USB. They have a light, but who's going out there at night to look at it? So here I'm taking a piece of straw. You know how I've done it. Go check the other videos out, where I split the straw in half, put that there, and then I can push the straw in. Now this setup, I'll show you how I did this one. I used a basket as well as another sour cream container, just to give the illusion of a nest. Yes, I could have covered that with coconut coir. I didn't. I painted the sour cream container with a non-toxic paint brown just around the top. So if it poked up beyond the basket, it would blend in. So kind of, you step back, you wouldn't see it. And then I soaked the basket and I took the center out, because I'm going to put the basket on the top of my vase, and then I'm going to put the sour cream container inside. But we still have to make a hole in the sour cream container. And here I decided I don't want the handles. Though I will admit, I went ahead and poked it in later on again. I put it back, but for now I took it off. And then I made a hole on the bottom of the sour cream container where the straw can go through. See, that's where we're gonna put the egg. And you know what? The hummingbirds liked it. I did put the handle back to give the hummingbirds some place to sit on, but this one came and took a drink out of an egg. Is that not cute? Is that funny? And it's different. It's just a unique, different way to make a fountain. It's not so much that I want you to use an egg. I want you to look around your house at something you're not using, and maybe you can make a fountain out of it. But I left it up for a little bit. The hummingbirds were coming and taking a bath. They really did like the handle there. Gave them something to hold on to because they weren't sure about the slippery egg. And isn't that funny? It looks like a hummingbird's going to take care of its egg, and it's in a nest. But we can look around and use a lot of found objects around the house, or thrift stores, or dollar stores, or any stores. And we can make some really cute fountains. I like using vases now. I've got a whole lot more ideas and other ways I'm setting it up. But I figured I'm going to retire this egg, and I'm going to let you see it once and for all, so I don't have to get the messages, which are perfectly fine. I love your comments saying, hey, I think I saw an egg on one of your fountains. Well, you know what? You were right. You did see an egg. I made like 2 of them, and then I was kind of like done. It is cute. We can sit here and watch the hummingbird take a bath on an egg, a chicken egg. I mean, it's crazy. It's not plastic. It's a real life egg. And how long would this poor egg last for? I'm going to show you in a few seconds. The abuse this egg had when I was going to take it down. Actually, what I did was I had it, you'll see it in a few minutes. I had it in the bird garden. And I think at the time I was taking it down because I was working with some other fountains. And I looked at it and thought, nah, I sat it on the table. I never have seen this bird in my garden before that I can remember. And I was shocked to find it knocked around I thought it was gonna be toast when I found it, and I thought, what happened to it? It wasn't windy or anything. Let's watch this for a minute. This is very hard for me to get a lot of things done because I do sit and I watch these birds take a bath. It's so fun and so cute. And they're such tiny, intelligent little birds. They know how to get my attention. They know how to ask for food if their favorite feeder ran out. And they sure know how to ask for a bath if the solar panel isn't in the sun or the sun has gone down. Then I got to go to get a pump and set up a fountain out there quickly with USB so I can put my power bank out there. But they do ask you, they'll buzz around your head. And it's like, come on, give me some place to take a nice, fun, cool bath. I hope I'm not wasting your time on this. Is this not cute? Now, how many people can say, I got a hummingbird sitting on a chicken egg? I do. I got a hummingbird sitting on a chicken egg. Will it hatch? Of course not. It's empty. We ate the egg. Look at that. Beautiful fountain. And this is what happened here. I was taking it all down because I was changing things, and a raven shows up. Look at the raven. Oh, wow. This raven loves chicken eggs. Look, look. He's looking at it. And it's like, where is it? Look at this. He pulled the egg out. He thought he was getting an egg. He robs chicken eggs all the time, these ravens, when they can find him. Look, look. He's like, what the heck is that? He never made a hole in it. I was surprised he didn't break it because look at the date. This was months ago. He couldn't figure out what is wrong with this egg. Look, look. I'm surprised he didn't take it away because they steal things. He just couldn't figure it out. That's the emu pen where the baby emus, when they were real little, like a month and 2 months old, were in. Okay, so I found it on the table, but things were all knocked over. But that was it. So I hope you enjoyed this. Now you know what happened with the chicken egg, and did you really see a real chicken egg in my garden with birds taking a bath? Well, guess what? You were right. You did. But I think I'm done. This is the first one I put out. Look at this. Immediately, the hummingbirds came, and they actually do enjoy it. But I figured if I would really tell you to make a chicken egg, I mean, you're going to knock it, it's going to break, you're going to cry, and there's so many better ways to make a fountain. Look to the right, just a plain old food tray and a rock with a solar fountain kit. And then the other side, oh, I didn't do that video because it kind of fizzled out on that one too with a soda can and a straw. Though it was cute, I don't remember any hummingbirds taking a bath on that, but I did it for fun. But I will say, yes, the egg was a success. So if you want to try it, now you know how to attach an egg to a straw. You can sit it out there. The birds will come and take a drink. And maybe you've got some really unique vase that you can use, or some container that you really like to put an egg on top. So with that, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye, and eat an egg.